Shalom. This is Man Objective coming to you again with another lesson. First off, we want to say all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Double outs to the elders that rule well, and peace and blessings to you brothers out there doing the work. We just kind of want to go into a topic, that kind of Spirit kind of put on our minds to do, just concerning our brothers coming in this thing and out there doing the work and doing the service in the right way, as far as teaching and doing lessons and things like that to people who you might consider fruit. Right. A lot of times brothers want to go out and they learn, they had that honey, in their mouth, and then they want to go out and immediately just try to teach everybody that they know, when that's not being having discernment. And that's not being circumspect and watching what's going on, man. Because that's another aspect of casting your pearls to swine, man. Okay. You got to pay attention to who you're talking to and who you're dealing with out there in this world, man. Because a lot of people are not going to get it, man. Just because it's sweet unto you at the time doesn't mean that other people are going to accept it. And then you could be putting yourself in danger. Because you could be teaching some things or going into things that you really don't even know how to break down thoroughly, man. So you got to be smart about how you deal, man. Because the Lord could judge you based off your actions. If there's some things that you can't go into or you don't have an understanding on, man, you probably need to just be quiet in general, man. It's probably not your office to teach.
Especially if you have to cast in judgment, man. You have to cast in judgment. That same judgment will be rendered unto you. And if you don't understand, the proper breakdown, man, you basically putting somebody else in the fire and you in the fire also. Because it says in Hebrews that this is a double-edged sword, man. So you're cutting yourself. Especially if you don't have the proper understanding of the scriptures.
Right, because we talk about not being a stumbling block, and the scriptures talk about that rock of stumbling, and which is going to happen, but you don't want to be the builder of that rock, man. You want to be able to, in this time of grace, build yourself up in this thing the right way, man, and let the Lord deal with you, to the best of your abilities, man, and do this thing the right way. So, that was the first scripture.
This is Romans 2:1. Therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever thou art that judgest, for wherein thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself. For thou that judgest doest the same thing. But we are sure that the judgment of the Most High is according to truth, and against them which commit such things. And thinkest thou this, O man, that judgest that them which do such things and doest the same, that thou shalt escape the judgment of the Most High?
That's right. You got to be basically paying attention to your own spirit and what you got dealing with what's going on with you, man. We out there casting judgment and things like that. But are you doing the right things? Is your life and your position in order, man? Because the truth is going to be the truth, regardless. And the Most High is going to judge regardless, man. And so just because if you're going through something, man, that don't necessarily mean you got to speak on it all the time, man.
That's right.
Maybe you need to hunker down and work on the things that you need to work on and be quiet.
That's right. That's right. Just because you see somebody who's dealing with the same problem doesn't mean that you have to expound on that problem.
Well, you haven't conquered that demon, man.
That's right.
So that's like a fat nigga trying to tell me how to get in shape, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like a nigga that can't get his diet right, trying to tell me how to cook, man. Yeah, eat right, man.
That's right. And he might have the knowledge, but don't have the understanding.
Right.
Because you might have the knowledge how to do certain things, but understanding is actually applying.
That's right.
That's why it says the prayer was to get understanding.
That's right.
For all that getting, get understanding, man. You might know that these hoes ain't shit, but understanding is conducting yourself as such.
Right.
Not being all in your woman ass, man.
Mm-hmm.
And tell another brother, you get your woman ass when you go home and playing Keith Sweat. You know?
Right.
Bring her to her favorite milk duds and shit.
Yeah, she treats you like shit.
And she treating you like shit. That's wicked as hell, man. Mm-hmm. And you in, the Most High is gonna judge you for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because you telling somebody else that he need to get right and fuck these bitches when you ain't doing the same thing.
You being a hypocrite, man.
Being a big ass hypocrite. You know? This next scripture.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Matthew 7, and I start at 1. Judge not that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thy own eye?
Right. I mean, we kind of expanded on this on the highways and byways, but basically, right. You know, if you got things that you can't conquer, and or basically, if you going off on a certain thing, you can't go and tell somebody else about them going off on it, because you still trying to deal with that yourself, man. Right. You know, and the Lord didn't hate that. The Lord hated that about the scribes and the Pharisees, man. There was a bunch of hypocrites, man. So you don't want to be caught and looked at in the same light, man, because we are being watched. And so, you know, we're not saying we perfect and everything like that, but we know what we worked on. I know the things I need to work on. Mm-hmm. You know,
yep.
This brother knows the things he needs to work on, and so on and so forth. That's all came to light, man. You work on those things. You work on those things.
Yeah.
Okay. But if I know, you know, something now, there's something I'm particularly strong at and things like that, I worry about. I stay in my lane, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know,
this brother can tell you about basically being responsible and going to work, because I can attest that that's what he does. Rain, sleet, or snow. It's not something that he struggles with. You know, maybe on one point in time in his life. But guess what? He gonna get up. With the eye yam over at 2 o'clock at night, gotta be up at 8 o'clock. Guess what? This brother gonna get up. And I can attest to that, man. He doesn't call in. So he can tell me, hey, my God, get your ass up, man. Go to work. And I will have to listen and take heed to what the brother said, this, because guess what? He does what he says he's telling me to do, man.
Right. I'm not being a hypocrite. Now, if I didn't go to work, or if I always called in, I always made excuses, and I went to this brother, I was like, man, why ain't you going to work, man?
Yeah, man, you calling more than me.
Yeah, and then I'd be a hypocrite, man. And
the stumbling block.
Yeah, it'd be an offense, man. You know? Why is this dude saying this to me? You don't even do it. You know? And we're not supposed to be like that. We're not supposed to have that image on us, man.
That's right. That's a good point. You say hypocrite, because that word hypocrite means actor.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not really digging into this thing and being an example in your life of what you're trying to tell somebody else, man, you're just acting. You're not for real, man. And that's the spirit of these church niggas, man. You know, they'll say one thing, but then they're not really about the word of the Heavenly Father that they act like they're supposed to be about. And we, you know, as men of the Lord, going out preaching on the highways and the byways, man, we can't be hypocrites. We can't be actors. We got to be in our daily life fully set to show with our lives that we are ambassadors of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
Right.
Ambassadors, man.
They should be able to do a reality TV show and be bored as hell.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And it just be, damn, you know, these dudes is all about the Bible. Yeah, you know.
The only excitement that you might get is on the highways and byways.
Right.
With the brothers, everything.
You know. But, you know, hey, it ain't like that. Some of you brothers out there really are acting, man, and really not into this thing. you faking a funk because you don't want somebody to be mad at you, man. Because you carrying that worldly, cowardly fear into this thing, man. What is this other person gonna think of me?
Fearing what the man saying.
You know, when you're supposed to be setting yourself to a different standard, man. You know, you're supposed to be trying to pull yourself away from the world and really supposed to be setting yourself on a higher standard that the Lord set us up with, man.
That's right.
These scriptures. Okay. Next scripture.
I have the next scripture. You want me to keep going on this?
Is there more?
There's more on this.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Matthew's 7 and 4. Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thy own eye. Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thy own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye.
Right. Work on things you need to work on before you try to bring somebody else into this thing, man. You trying to bring fruit and teach and all these different things, but there's so many other things you need to work on, man. You need to work on yourself and build your own self up before you try to go out and teach and do these other things, man. Because it's not gonna come off correct. Because if you're going to somebody that's not rooted in this thing or anything like that, and you tell them all this stuff, and they know that you this type of dude and this type of dude and this type of dude, and if you still doing those things, they're gonna look at you sideways, and then they're gonna reflect. That's gonna reflect on the scriptures and the truth, because you're that example, man, and you're gonna be judged because of that, man. Okay.
One more script, one verse.
Go ahead.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs.
Give not that which is holy unto the dogs. Basically, to those who ain't worthy of this, man. Go ahead.
Neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rent you.
And rent you, man. Destroy you. Okay? And that's, you gotta be circumspect, man. You gotta be discerning of who you talking to, man. Of who you trying to deal with. You know? Because we all had that, man. We get into this thing, and then we going to have to sit down with our family, and be like, y'all gotta understand the scriptures. And then you realize, oh, these niggas don't like me no more. You know what I'm saying? You gotta discern that they ain't gonna get it, man.
Yep. And also getting deeper into these scriptures, man, there's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna be revealed to you that you don't like about yourself, man. When you first come to this thing, the first thing you need to do is just to calm down and get these scriptures, man, because you're forever being, built up in the via the word, man. So especially when you obey this thing, man, you just be quiet, man, and build yourself up. Even if you obey, you can still retire when you at 1 year old. That's some people that alludes back to people who've been in the truth for 1 year, man. You've been in this thing for a long time, man. Get breakdowns, man.
Right.
And calm down. Because, hey, the worst thing in the world is get confounded by a nigga out there in the world. And they happen to me, being overzealous, thinking I had the proper breakdown, and all I can say is, man, you going off.
You couldn't defend the gospel.
Couldn't defend the gospel, man, looking like a weakling. This Sirach 1 and 29. Be not a hypocrite in the sight of man.
Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men. If you're gonna talk about it, be about it, man. That's why you really shouldn't be hanging around a bunch of people that ain't in this, man. Because they putting their spirit on you, man. All the demons swirl around them. That demon can turn and attack you, man. And they see that and they go like, who is this?
And then they jump on you, man. And then you get caught out there smoking weed. Get caught out there committing adultery. Get caught out there, they put pork in your food.
Hang around some niggas, man.
You know? Hang around niggas, man. And them demons jump on you, man. And you become a hypocrite. Go ahead.
And take good heed what thou speakest.
Take good heed what thou speakest, man. A lot of times you ain't gotta go into this stuff, man. You at work and motherfuckers want to talk dumbass shit, or you at the barber shop, you ain't gotta tell everybody what you know, man. Just let them talk about LeBron James and how great he is, man. So what? Yeah, be like, oh yeah, he cold. You know?
Yeah, let people have it, man.
Just, you know, whatever, man. You at work, you don't need to be talking about faith and religion.
Go get your day bread and go home.
I got dudes always at my job trying to figure me out, basically. Trying to know what I'm about. I don't know what you're talking about, man. You know, I let them think I'm some preppy black guy that don't like people. You know? I just go to my job and I go home. You know? You ain't gotta go to the bar and have a beer and all this, or you can, but you know, go home, man. Go ahead.
This is 29 verse, the 30th verse. Exalt not thyself, lest thy fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so the Most High discover thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation.
That's right. You gonna be exposed in front of your own camp, man. Trying to act like you on some type of level and you not. Thinking you got it, you on this level and you got it, and you got all these understanding, and you gonna get exposed, man, for being a little baby in this thing, man. And then the shame is gonna come upon you, man. You know? You're gonna be looking bad, man. Cause you trying to act like you got it, and you know, you don't.
Yep. That's basically the spirit of a nigga, man. A nigga always want to sell wolf tickets, especially Judah. Sell a whole bunch of wolf tickets, act like they got a whole bunch of things, but they don't.
Well, that's what all they talk about in their music, man.
God,
you know?
God.
You know what got it.
Y'all was addicted to that.
You know what I'm saying?
You know
The niggas broke.
Nigga CEO.
You even got a term called fake it till you make it.
That's right.
You can't do that in this truth, man. You got to be authentic, man. The spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua will expose you, man. And the truth will be revealed that you ain't really about this day. Because, you know, the thing that differentiates this from the world is you have to have integrity in this thing, man. You can't fake integrity. You can't fake integrity, man. Either you got it or you don't. You know? So it behooves a lot of you people out there, brothers out there, shoot, even us. Sometimes, man, be quiet, man.
Just be quiet.
Be quiet. And the Most High will have mercy on you, man. It says in Proverbs, even a fool is considered wise when he's quiet.
You ain't always gotta have something to say, man. What's more edifying than the truth?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? What's more edifying than just the right thing to do? You can't one up the truth.
Come. Because thou camest not in truth to the fear of the Most High, but thy heart is full of deceit.
Your heart is full of deceit, man. Being a damn devil. You know? Okay. You got the next one? You get Titus 1 and 6.
Titus 1 and 6.
Yeah, start 6. I think it's 6 on them.
Titus 1 and 6, yeah.
Start at 7.
If you get it before we break it out, bro.
Okay. Here, I'll read it. Titus chapter 1 verse 7. You can break it down. For a bishop must be blameless as the steward of God.
That's right. It says a bishop must be blameless, man. That means basically expand on what we talking about, not being a hypocrite, man. You're blameless if you're not out there doing things you're not supposed to be doing, man. In addition, telling people okay, that you're not supposed to be doing certain things that you're doing. You're not blameless, man. You know? You're basically contradicting yourself. You know? And if you're a contradiction, you're a contradiction, you're basically a liar. So how in the world are you gonna be blameless, man? I can't tell another brother to not deal with a certain issue if I'm dealing with that issue, man. That's going off. If I haven't conquered the certain, you know, the demon that I'm battling, you know, if I'm a drug user, okay, I can't tell somebody else, hey man, stop doing coke. If I'm doing coke every day, that'll make me a hypocrite, man. That'll make me unblameless.
You know what the fuck.
That's right.
Right here, you know what I'm saying?
But you know, it talks about that. It talks about that in Revelations, though. It talks about that in Revelations. Being that's basically being lukewarm, straddling the fence. The Most High expects somebody who's just all out there, being wicked and know they're wicked and just, you know what, I'm wicked. Hey, I'm gonna do this. Versus somebody that's half stepping. You know, he gonna spill you out, man.
Man, I gotta get my life right, you know.
Yeah, I gotta get my life right.
All that bullshit, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Not being on point, man.
Yeah.
Not coming to camp. Always making excuses. Not studying.
Yeah.
Not doing the lessons.
Just finding every excuse in the book not to show up.
Then
Man.
you, oh man, yeah, I know I gotta get better. Man, that time is gonna come to an end, man.
That's right, man. That's right, brother. Because humility isn't acknowledging your faults. Humility is acknowledging your fault and trying to be the better person, man.
And actually doing it, man.
That's right. Be a better person. Not just talk about it. I need to do this and I need to do that. That's not cute anymore, man.
Well, it says it right here.
Go ahead.
It says, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, no striker, not given to filthy lucre.
That's right. Not giving to wine. Wine talking about that philosophy. Not giving to filthy lucre, man. That's talking about just trying to basically become rich in this thing, man. We basically is forsaking the brotherhood. You know,
Yeah,
filthy lucre. It's like,
Yeah, you know how this is, how these are debt notes and our RDFs and all this stuff, and how America's gonna be destroyed, but you constantly trying to get money and be established in America, man.
yeah,
You double-minded, man.
that's right, man. Filthy lucre doesn't mean something that, okay, you know, I got it in an illegal way. Filthy lucre could be something that's just not expedient, man, and not conducive to this truth.
Right.
If you got, you know what I'm saying? If you got 2 jobs out there and you already 1 job, and that second job is hindering you from doing the truth, maybe you shouldn't have 2 jobs, man.
Right.
Well, not no maybe, not a maybe. You shouldn't have 2 jobs, man. It's easy. You know, to the point, you know, having that second job is not messing. You know, you're able to pay your bills. You just want that extra money on the side, or you too powerful to downgrade.
Right. So to just be basic.
Right. And then, hey man, that's on you. That's on you, man. You know, the love of money is root to all evils, man. Talk about that in Timothy.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 8 says, but a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate.
Yeah, a lover of good man. You should want to be around the brotherhood, man. Not making excuses to be not be around the brotherhood and basically trying to break down these scriptures to niggas, man. Why the heck you gonna try to break down the scriptures to niggas, man? And you don't have all the answers.
Yeah, you don't know the scripture.
You don't have the answers,
You
man.
don't have to break down, man.
Right.
You want to go teach somebody some scripture, but you don't know all the scriptures.
That's right, man.
You can't even break it down. You can't even break down what they're talking about. And you so prideful, instead of saying, hey, you know what, I don't know that breakdown.
Yeah.
You try to explain it.
You try to explain it and totally go off, man. And totally go off. Right.
Winging it.
Basically you try to get a name for yourself. You know?
But you gonna curse out Nate. and chime in on how wicked Nate is.
Yeah, but Nate cut
But
you.
you doing the same thing Nate
You know
do.
what I'm saying? I hate to say it. They'll cut your ass, man. It's the truth. Because you don't study, nigga.
That's right.
I hear trying to act like you so
got-
profound.
Yeah, but you ain't in it. You
No.
ain't reading.
Ain't reading nothing, man. But man's fitness and shit. Some bullshit, man. And then when you have some extra time to fit in, you get the scriptures in, man. Only if you have time. You know? This thing is not about being a parent, man. Shabbat says it all the time. It's about knowing these scriptures, man. And he expounded on that too. At Kemp. Some of y'all are effing up, man. You don't know the scriptures, man. That's why you get cut by a nigga that's conscious. You know?
That's embarrassing. That's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
but it's gonna happen. Because you know what? Jake is not persistent in learning. Jake is about man pleasing, man.
Busybody.
You know? Jake wanna be known as a common guy. He always got saying good job, Akim, on the comic boards. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Don't say that. Don't take what I'm saying is you can't uplift the brother. But some people do that as for 50 Lucas sake. Some people do that for gain via the spirit. Like me saying good job all the time and being basically a comic board cheerleader is gonna be what's the word, beneficial for me in the long run, man. Well, that's most side ain't worried about that. Most side want you to do the truth, man.
Yeah,
Once
you
you
doing
get
the
to
things
the
that they're
word.
talking about in the comments.
That's right.
On the videos, man.
That's right. Don't it say obedience is better than sacrifice? You know? You just about living this thing, man, not talking about it. All the lip service ain't cute no more, man. You know? What's more than that?
It says, holding fast the faithful word as he had been taught, that
As
he
he had
may
been
be
taught.
able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers.
That's right, man. As following what you have been taught, man. The elder didn't teach you to be no man pleaser, man. Shoot, if you understand, if you listen to the elders and you go back to the history of the old schools and stuff, shoot, GMS came from them not being man pleasers, but doing what's right. And the Most High uplifted them for that, man. They seek first the kingdom of heaven, man.
And toiling in the scriptures.
That's right.
Gaining, building more. And then going from glory to glory, man.
Yeah, not being no man pleaser, man. Or not trying to bring somebody in truth. Because you don't bring anybody in this truth, man. The Most High put the spirit on him.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, give me John, was it 15 and 16, man? We'll prove that. We'll prove that real quickly. You know? Because you don't bring anybody in this thing, first of all. The Most High bring people in this thing, man. They use you as a vessel.
That's right.
You know?
Well, yeah, they've been in these things before they were born.
That's right. That's right.
How about
That's
that?
a trip. And here you are thinking that you are the second-ranked elder
Yeah.
of so-and-so,
And you got
so-and-so region.
all this and all that, man. But the Lord could take it away from you. It could be set up for you not to be in this
That's
thing,
right.
man. Yeah, it could be set up for you not to be in this thing, man. Why you so haughty and proud about the little that you do know, you know? You should be humbled and thankful that you do know what you know and be diligent in this thing. Go ahead.
This is what the brother called for. This is St. John 15 and 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you.
That's right. The Lord has chosen us to be in this thing, not the other way around. You're not picking and choosing who you want to be in this thing. The Lord has already decided who He wants to be in this thing, man.
That's right.
You know, we're just vessels, and so you got to have discernment. You have to have be circumspect for how you deal out in this world and who you're talking to, man. And if you can't give up those lusts, as far as like being out, hanging out with people that you don't need to be around, then the Lord is going to take you, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be the people that you can hang around with that's not the truth. Those are the same people that's gonna destroy your spirit.
That's right. Exactly. Why would you want to hang around somebody like that?
Because they're the same wicked people.
That's right.
Because that's their life.
That's right.
Because you gonna be your shame is gonna be shown to the congregation.
That's right, man.
You know?
This is old saying, old cliche. If birds will fail, flock together, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you let it take towards somebody and that's in the world 2/3 because you just like him, man. You know, you don't want to get right. You don't want to be holy. You know, and then you try to mix the world with the truth. You know, and that's even more confusing for yourself, man. So you end up being bugged out.
Mm-hmm.
You got that, bro?
Verse 10, it says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers."
That's right. Vain talkers, man. They talking a whole bunch of cash. It doesn't mean anything, man. Only to impress somebody, man. Not for edification of the truth and edification for Yahweh Shem Yahshua, but for your own self, man. Because you think you got the truth, because you think you're somebody. That's the spirit I was actually watching that Eric Barber was talking about that, man. You brought it, this brother brought it out last Tuesday. Talking about upstate Israelite, man. Only been his thing for two or 3 years at the most. And then he just got the super breakdown, man. Well, he only doing that because he want to be seen by men. And he gonna fizzle out. Just like Sarge. Alright? Just like what? I can't even name him. I was forgot. The top.
That nigga, that adulterous nigga.
Sabat.
Yeah.
Rants. You know? And we do that nigga, man.
Oh man.
You know? Most out will take you out of this thing, man, being sincere. You know what? The best thing for you to do is, won't you just get out, dog, and go live your life, man?
Yeah, man.
Why you wasting your time, man? If you ain't about to think, go live your life, man.
Yeah, that's all this other bullshit you
Yeah, man. Hey, man, go to Cancun. I heard it's nice down there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You wasting your life, man.
Yeah, man. Why you doing that to yourself?
You know?
Get this stuff. Like I said, I can't, man. Just delete all our numbers, man.
Yeah, go take a hike.
You know, block our number. You know, move, whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
You go do your
Go do your thing, man. But if you are sincere,
yeah, we gonna talk shit about you, man. We gonna curse you out.
But you know, if you
Hey, you can delete your YouTube channel, make a new one. Don't add none of our channels. You won't even have to know about it, man.
yeah, real nigga 87, you know, something that's niggers that we ain't gonna ever look up. If you get out now, hey, you might not,
Yeah,
you might bring it up 2 or 3 times and that be it.
That'd be it. If we won't even bring it up again, like the nigga, you want the thumb.
Yeah, that nigga working at Second City somewhere chilling.
Living with
Drinking with his
drinking
bow-legged
all
woman,
the
you know what I'm saying?
You know?
Go ahead,
There are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially day of the circumcision.
That's right, especially you know we are Israelites, man. Vain talking.
Yeah, because a lot of times we allude to these other Israelite camps, but a lot of you dudes in the GMS camps are like that, man.
Man, you're full of it.
You know, and you know, you grow in this thing, and it's a blessing that you have a camp where you have people amongst you that can work with you and rebuke you and build you up, because you're gonna have a lot of flaws, and that's what the whole term of being refined means. I mean, you're really purging the impurities out of you. When you come in this thing, you have to be refined.
That's right.
You're not gonna come into this thing
Right.
perfect piece of gold, man. You have to be refined, and above and beyond that, the further you get into the truth, the more tribulation trials you're gonna go through, and to be refined is to be able to overcome those things.
That's right.
And to grow from them, man. And so a lot of people that come into this thing expect either an easier road or something like that.
Yeah, more
And
exotic road,
there's
for lack of a bad term.
nigga tendencies come harder than ever.
That's right, man, because
You know?
this thing is all about humility.
Mhm.
And about putting yourself last, man.
Mhm.
You know? You wanna exemplify the elders, but guess what? The elders are ultimate servants, man.
They put their foot on the gas and the pedals all the way down to the floor, man.
That's right, man. We was up there in New York. We were talking to an elder. They say, you know what? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get this breakdown right quick. And go leave for a couple hours, come back. Like it's nothing. We in the midst of drinking, and talking, and having a good time, man. This fellowship. They're telling stories, you know, but everything was centered around being spiritual, man. Every story, everything, man, was centered around being spiritual, man, and really being a servant, you know. I'll get that for you later.
Yakai, can you get me Hebrews 5:12?
I have it right here, bro. Okay. Sirach 3:21. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, either search the things that are above thy strength, but what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence.
Right, what's commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence. And really, when you reading these, when you watching these videos, when you going through your lessons and things like that, when you just coming into this thing, those are the things that you need to be meditating on, because you don't have a foundation of knowledge, because you're a newborn baby in this thing, man. So you trying to go outside of that and seeking out things that are too hard for you, man. You know, and trying to do things outside of what your lot is at that point in time. You know, if you just now learning about being an Israelite, and you just now figuring out what a Gentile is, you know, you don't need to be going to teach your Revelations, man.
Right.
Try to read Revelations and they go teach it to somebody else, man.
Yeah, try to break down Daniel 11 chapter.
Right. Or not even on a simpler level than that. You can't even break down Genesis 1:1 correctly.
Yeah.
You know? So if you're in this thing and you know the Lord is dealing with you and you getting all this knowledge and things like that, and you know you coming out to camp and you're listening to the lessons and the breakdowns, and you're in classes, you need to stick to that, man, and just get built up and just be quiet. You know, and then you know things come along when you studying. You know, I used to do that with Shabbat all the time, man. Shoot, I run upon something like, what the hell does that mean? And I'll be a little embarrassed to call, I'm studying, and I can't get the answer, man. I pray about it, and then I can call them up, man.
That's right.
What does this mean? I looked it up in the Hebrew, I'm like, I still don't get it.
That's right. I used to be,
you know what I'm saying?
To be honest with you, pinning back the verse, I used to be, like when I first came thing, a little ashamed to ask questions and stuff like that, because you're taught, you know, from these schools that, you know, everything that you need to know, you could search to find out. But it says in the scripture, man, how you know, in Romans 10th chapter, you know, how you gonna basically, you know what, let me get it. How you gonna learn? Basically, not a preacher. You need people to break this thing down. This is very spiritual, man. And secondly, the Lord, the Most High, has to be dealing with you for you to understand this thing, man. And He set people that are above you that has the Spirit on them.
It's got to be sent.
It has to be sent. Because you could be told in this thing night and day, but if you don't have to break that, you don't have to break that. You know, there's people in the so-called churches that go to church from Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, man. Don't know anything about these scriptures.
Don't know who the Israelites are.
You know?
You know?
Let me get that right quick for you. This is Romans 10:14. How then should they call on him whom they have not believed? And how should they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? The Most High has to send preachers out there for you, man. You know? So it behooves you to, you know, to humble yourself down, man, and basically get underneath the preacher, man.
Right.
You know?
Right.
You don't have to be physically underneath the preacher and listen to him, you know, in first person. That's what the Most High sent us to the internet, man. and break, and you know, and infinite breakdowns, really,
That's right.
of all types of topics.
Breakdowns. Just like that whole ass nigga that came out the camp.
Man, that nigga wasn't right.
This nigga talking shit, man. Talking about, oh yeah, I watch your videos. Nigga, you don't watch the videos, man. You wasn't watching the videos. We got thousands of videos online talking about it. So you ain't supposed to cut your beard. But nigga, I thought you said you watched the videos, man.
That's right. Man.
So who is Esau? Nigga, I thought you said you watched the videos. We going to that every fucking week, man.
That's a hot topic.
We going to the 2/3 every week. You don't know that shit? You gonna run your damn mouth, man.
That's right.
That's why I cursed your ass out, man.
That's right.
Cause you was being wicked. You probably are wicked. You been a haughty nigga, man. Proud ass.
That's right.
And I saw that shit. I saw that shit. I was like, man, dude ain't even listening, man. He asking all these damn questions, and he gonna tell me I didn't answer his question. I answered his question clear as day, and then he asked a different question and said I didn't answer it. You didn't ask that question, nigga.
Sure.
You just ready to run your fucking mouth because you wasn't listening to the answer. You just ready to run your mouth again on another stupid ass question, man.
And that exemplifies what we're going into, man. Getting a little bit of knowledge, and think you know something, man. You know anything, man. You gotta hone yourself down. You know?
That's right.
Jake doesn't know anything, man. We don't, even if you've been in there for 2-3 years, we don't know anything compared to the elders, man. I guarantee there's certain breakdowns they haven't came out with yet, just because they know that we're not ready for it, man. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But Jake, you have to constantly remind Jake about the milk, sloppy.
Yeah, that's what I'm finna get what the brother told me to be right.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Hebrews chapter 5, verse 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again.
That's right. The time you should be a teacher. You ought to be a teacher. But you ain't on the level, man. You ain't been studying.
That's right.
You ain't been coming to class. You don't come around. You want to go out and do your own thing, man. You want to go be up under your woman. You ain't been at the time you ought to be a teacher. You need to be taught again.
Right,
because the shit that you do know, you don't do.
Right. Yeah, man, like the brother said, that's like me trying to be a jujitsu teacher, sensei, and I don't never practice jujitsu.
Yeah, right.
I'm constantly hitting the
You
punch.
hate rolling.
Yeah, I'm constantly hitting the punching bag. I'm always going to just snap at you all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Go and teach you how to roll and get choked out with one of my students, man.
You looking like, what's that nigga, Martin?
Dragonfly Jones, man.
Yeah, you niggas are Dragonfly Jones, man.
Yeah, spirit, yeah.
Your obedient servant is getting your ass, man.
Yeah, man. You niggas are Dragonfly Jones in the spirit, man.
Kenji whooping your ass, man.
Yeah, man. Kenji in your ass, man. Trying to get his light bill money, man.
Okay.
You need to be practicing your art. Okay, well, let's see, nigga. You don't.
That's Jake, man. Jake go to the house and always call people copper tots and airheads and idiots.
You an idiot.
You idiot, man. You know? That's Jake, man. You need to be studying your art.
The crackers that be waiting for flags to cut you, man.
Yeah, man.
Let me finish this off, brother.
Bring out John 3:16. You look crazy.
Yeah, you don't know how to deal with that.
Bring them with that.
Let me finish this off.
Go ahead.
Ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High, and are become such as have need of milk.
Need of milk. Go back to where it's talking about the principles of the oracle of the Most High.
Okay.
Being taught again. Read that again, brother.
Yeah, I'll just read it again. Hebrews 5:12. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of the Most High.
Right. You know, because you got to go back to the basics, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because you haven't really been toiling and doing this thing, man. Go ahead.
And are become such as have need of milk.
Right, and that shows a lot of mercy too, man. that scripture shows you a lot of mercy because really you showing yourself to be a hypocrite and lukewarm. But the scripture tells us you need to go back and learn again, man.
That's right.
You know, but that's within yourself because a lot of dudes are not gonna do that. They gonna think they on some type of level. They're gonna buck up and then they're gonna be out the camp, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they think they're on some type of level and they're gonna be shown that they're not, but they're not gonna repent.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Any more on that?
Yeah,
go
it is.
Go ahead, brother.
And not of strong meat.
Right, you need to go back to the basics and not worry about the milk. I mean the meat because you're not on the level yet. So the things that maybe the campus progressed to, the brothers going into different Hebrew lessons, and you still can't break down who the Gentiles are without help. You know, you still can't break down color scriptures without help. You know, if we quiz you on proving America's Babylon, you can't do it without help.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't go. You ain't ready to go into to do this test and lessons with Daniel 11 and things like that, man.
That's right. And also you need to apply yourself to know those things, man.
You know, and so you need to learn the milk. Why? Because that's gonna be the basis of things that keep you grounded in His truth. Is that the basic understanding of who we are and what this thing is about. I mean, that's what Paul went and taught. This is why you're an Israelite. This is why you need to have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is what's going to happen. And then they built their faith up and they start following the law.
Yep.
You know, when they were built up and then they start studying more. You know, 'cause we reliving, Acts all over again, man. Okay. Go ahead, brother.
For everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe.
For he's a babe. For he's a babe. You know? And then, that's it. But there's levels to that. There's things that, when you come into this, is milk. Okay? And other things are meat. And then the further you get into this, the things that were meat are now milk. And you learn more things. So with dispensation of time, there's levels to that, man. You know? And so, and so, I mean, just like a warrior, he might know how to use a dagger really well, and he can use a short sword, but then he graduates to a long sword and a bow. But he can't really mess with an axe. And then he's strong enough to carry an axe. Okay, and a long sword, he leaves the bow alone. Okay? Only when he does certain things, because those are easier weapons to use.
Skills there.
Okay, but he hasn't really mastered the double-headed axe, or he doesn't know how to use a spear and trident in the neck. And so there's levels to this thing that you grow in. Okay, so things that become that are meat to you become milk. And because you've learned it, and you've mastered it, and you're going from glory to glory. But if you're not studying, you're going to go all the way back down, man. Just like the brother said, if you practice in jiu-jitsu, but you always on the speed bag, you're going to get put in the Kimura, man.
Get your ass tapped up.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go back to the basics of the jiu-jitsu, man.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead.
It's 1 Corinthians 3:1. And our brethren could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Mashiach.
Right. I still got to talk to you like a nigga, man, because you don't understand the scriptures because you haven't been told in it. I still got to relate things to you on a carnal level. I can't go deep with you.
That's right.
Because you still dealing with the low level stuff. Okay? Go ahead.
For ye, I have fed you with milk and not with meat, for hitherto ye were not unable to bear it, neither yet now are ye able.
Right, neither yet now are you able. I still can't get it. I still can't go on the harder stuff with you, man.
Yeah, man. Jay still got to be reminded, hey, call in when you come to camp.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, You need to make it a camp, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, basic
Make it a
stuff.
camp in timely fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you want to be here? You know?
Yeah.
You still gotta be reminded about the milk.
Right.
You know, you have to build yourself up for whatever reason. If you don't want to be here, or you're just flat out lazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
But you had the nerves to try to, you know, go out there and teach somebody, man. When you're not a master, man. You know, there's so many analogies going on in my head right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is like me trying to go and be a personal trainer and I'm out of shape. You know? I don't have enough discipline to get in shape. Why am I going to teach somebody else to get in shape?
Well, why would they listen to me? I'm a hypocrite.
That's right.
You know? Somebody get Proverbs 25 and 27.
Shit have,
And, yeah, Cotty, what, did you have something else?
Yeah, I had something in 2 Timothy.
2 and 2?
Yep.
Okay, bring that out.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also.
Break it down.
That's right. So the gift, the word that the Most High has bestowed upon us, man, if the Spirit is on you, if He's working with you, if you're a part of the elect, man, we should have the Spirit to be able to teach others also. Even, you know, brothers who, you know, have just come into this thing, so to speak. If the Most High is working with you, even that milk that the Most High is allowing you to have, you should be able to teach a guy in the world that doesn't know anything about the truth, the little that you do know. You know, and that's how this thing of ours continues to go. And that's how people are brought in, you know. Were the elect. You know, the Most High put the Spirit on a faithful man who He deems worthy to receive His word. And then whatever he knows, he's going to teach somebody else, you know. And that's who we got to be, man. And only the process, let me jump down actually to the Spirit. I'm going to get this too. This is 2 Timothy 2 and 15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So the process, if the Most High is dealing with you, that you're going to be able to teach somebody else, is you got to study, man.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High, you know, if you're into this thing and He's dealing with you, He'll sup with you, you know. And then he'll you know, provide the understanding that you need to be able to teach someone. Because I know for me, man, when I first came into this thing, man, and even now, man, that word, like the elders always say, it just burns inside of you. You just want to get it out. I know I went off at first. I was trying to teach every damn body, trying to teach wicked ass family members, you know, people at work. But now that I've become more rooted in this thing, I know to just let these people have it for the most part, man. You know? But that process of how I was able to obtain the knowledge that burned inside of me was through diligently studying the things, not being a parrot. Really going back like the Bereans, having the spirit of the Bereans, you know, examining the scriptures to see if the things that the elders was teaching was so.
That's right.
You know? So that's just a part of being prudent, man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Not just regurgitating what you basically conceive is right. Not believe, but conceive is right, man.
That's right.
You know? But really just hunkering down and really trying to get the understanding of these scriptures, man. You know? And then you get that experience, you know, read these scriptures and living this word, man. So you can teach somebody how to do certain things, man. You know? I can hear all day a woman is wicked. But if I'm not applying that in my everyday life with the woman that I'm dealing with, there's no void. You know?
That's right.
It's basically just doing what you say you're about, man.
Right, that's the basic thing. That's the basic thing, man. Just being a man of the Lord.
And I just on real quick, just to back that point up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like the third chapter.
It's 2. It's James.
Yeah.
That's 2, ain't it?
Yeah, I'm looking for it here.
2.
Right here, it's the first chapter, 23rd.
Okay, 23rd, yeah. This is James 1 and 23. For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is likened to a man beholding his natural face in the glass.
Actually, read up to 22. That's really what you want.
Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's all good.
James 1:22. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
That's right. Be ye doers of the words and not hearers only, deceiving oneself. When you get this knowledge, man, knowledge puffs you up. And you think you got the answer, man. But you have to actually apply this thing, man.
Man, that's a beautiful scripture, man.
Right.
Just, it says deceiving your own self, because how we went into the point of when you speaking of the word and not doing it, you being a hypocrite. And that word hypocrite means actor. And like basically, like when a real good actor gets into a role, he basically pushes off like the embodiment of his true self to really get into the character that he's cast to be, you know? So if you know, out professing to be about this word and you're not doing it, man, you're just a big ass actor and you're really deceiving yourself. You're really convincing yourself in your mind that somehow
And the Lord ain't gonna know you.
Yeah.
They never knew you.
yeah.
You know?
That makes perfect sense.
I got a precept. Romans 12:3. For I say, though the grace given unto me, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think.
That's right, man. Because coming to this thing, man, the biggest thing in the truth, or one of the biggest thing in this truth, man, is humility, man. Okay, I have these scriptures and I have some knowledge, but I realize that first of all, the Most High gave you grace for you to understand this thing, and secondly, He doesn't need you, man. And in not understanding that, trying to be a better person, man. Not trying, but being a better person. And staying humble. You know? And with that humility, you know, Most High willing put you in a position, if you had that spirit of wanting to teach, to where you could teach somebody, man. In sincerity. Not trying to, you know, big up yourself or want to be profound. You know, that's not conducive to the truth, man. Do you want that as to be your reward? To have people say, okay, this guy was smart, or do you want the kingdom of heaven? You know, there's gonna be some people out there who don't say much in the camps, man. That believe and they play their role. And guess what? The Most High see that, and they're gonna be delivered, man.
That's right.
You know? Which man would you rather be? I'd rather be the doorkeeper. You know? That's the biggest thing, man. The ultimate goal is trying to make it. Not trying to be good, look good in front of these people. You know? It says that talk about that Sirach, there's some people that only fear the eyes of men. You know? That's why I talk about Philippians, man. You gotta work on your own salvation. Because ultimately, it's up to, you know, it's about, you know, if the Lord is dealing with you. You know? Now, part of working out your own salvation, a huge part of it is being a good brother. If you're not being a good brother, if you're half-stepping in the truth, man. You know? If you say you love Israel, man, you're going to conduct yourself in such and put your whole heart into these scriptures, man. And it's true. You know? Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, I'll just finish up. It says, then he ought to not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly according as God has dealt to every man the measure of faith.
That's right, man. Deal soberly, man. Deal soberly, not drunken with your own pride. And thinking you got something. And thinking you're somebody. And most I'll take you out. Quickly.
That's right.
Real quickly, man. You just read it, Sirach, the first chapter, man. You know, don't be boasting about yourself. Most High. Do away with you, dispose of you in front of the congregation. That's a terrible thing, man. The biggest thing for us younger brothers right now, get these scriptures, man. If the Most High dealing with you to where you could, you know, teach somebody else, hey, that's a beautiful thing. But if you just come into this thing, you know, and you dealing with certain demons, man, You don't need to be telling anybody to deal with those demons if you haven't conquered those demons. And you're not trying to, and really you're not trying to conquer them at all. And being a hypocrite, man. That's wicked, man. And you're being a stumbling block to somebody. Well, ultimately it's up to the Most High. Before, you know, argument's sake.
But you are being a stumbling block. You are being a stumbling block.
Yeah, you are being a stumbling block. You know?
Okay.
For somebody to get coming in this thing, man. You know?
Can I get something?
Go ahead.
This is 1 Timothy 4:16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine.
That's right.
Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
That's right, man. Say, take heed to the doctrine, man. Take heed to what you've been taught in these scriptures.
Also, it says, take heed to thyself, man. It's like the scriptures say in 2 Corinthians, I believe it's 13. It says, examine thyself, man. So part of that humility that the brother's going into is constantly examining yourself. And because we, you know, go out week in, week out, we doing shows, we out teaching, man. So we got to constantly examine ourselves to make sure that we even, that it's even plausible for us to be out, to go out and teach. I ain't going to say that we're worthy of teaching, because we're not even worthy. Our righteousness is filthy rags. But it's even relevant for us to be teaching. You know?
That's right.
So you gotta constantly examine yourself, man.
That's right. That's why I said work out your salvation with fear and trembling, man.
That's right.
Because we know that the Most High take us out. We know that we don't have this thing, man. You know? And you know the point was made, man. Young brothers, man, just coming to this thing, you dealing with certain demons, things of that nature. It's okay to fall back. Just sit back and listen, man. You don't have to be the man with the million precepts. You don't have to be the man with the breakdown list right now. Right now, you need to get yourself right. You know, have that faith. Faith in most, and how about you shut he's gonna build you up, man. And get in these scriptures. Alright?
That's right.
With that, we want to say shalom. Our praises to Yahweh Shemi Ashah. Double honor to the elders. Alright? And peace and blessings to you brothers out there that's kicking this word, man. You brothers stay strong. Shalom.
Shalom.